If this were the rainy season, I might just flip this log right here, and there would be a salamander under it. Hi, I'm Dr. Sinervo, also known as Dr. Lizardo. And I study amphibians and reptiles and extinctions of lizards and amphibians all across the globe. My interest in this particular salamander is it's a local, right? It's our very own Santa Cruz long-toed salamander.
The Santa Cruz long-toed salamander is a species of salamander endemic to the counties of Santa Cruz and Monterey. These salamanders live in relatively dry, wooded, and shrubby areas and migrate annually, sometimes as far as 1.5 miles, to breed in ponds. They use these ponds for their larval stage and need them to stay wet for at least 100 days before they can metamorphose into their adult form. Then they migrate upland to feed and grow in the summer and fall. When it begins to rain again, the pond fills up, and the salamanders migrate back to breed. So they need the variety of both pond and upland habitat to be able to thrive.
So in the 1960s and 1970s, they put this Highway 1 freeway in, obliterating the main breeding pond here at Valencia Lagoon in Aptos. This preserve right here is not functioning very well. This is the concrete area where they actually will breed when there's water. And this drains over into the main Valencia Lagoon, which you can see becomes much more natural down at this end.
One place where the salamander population has greatly improved is in the Seascape Uplands Mitigation Preserve, a well-managed area of well-conserved prime salamander habitat.
What we have here is the mitigation pond done for a development being put in so that the species could begin recovery. It stays a little more moist here. Lots of pines, a lot of willow, and the salamander does really well. This pond got up to about 1,200 adult salamanders by 2008. So you can mix salamanders in development if you do it wisely. And this is a really nice case study of salamander conservation. One of the problems that the salamander faces is crossing this road. It's estimated that it would take about 1 minute and 30 seconds for a salamander to cross this road, and they would be flattened. So the black fencing that you see is to keep the salamanders from migrating in the direction of the road. And it's open on the other side so they can direct the salamanders into the safe habitat. So here we have several hundred acres of intact habitat that can be used. Because these frogs and salamanders migrate to relatively dry areas, they're vulnerable to the drought. During the mega drought we had from 2012 to 2015, we saw a precipitous decline. So we have to have areas where we have a pond and areas where we have the upland habitat that has to be preserved so we have healthy, viable populations. And the corridors between these areas have to be left intact so we don't have roadkill in the intervening areas. Then we have a nice, healthy ecosystem with the frogs and salamanders preserved.
The knowledge gained from Santa Cruz long-toed salamander conservation is already being applied to help other salamander populations around the world.
Hi, my name is Regina Sprenger, and I am a second-year graduate student in the Sinervo lab here at UC Santa Cruz. I am studying axolotls, which are salamanders native to northern Mexico. They are found in 2 lake ponds in the northern part of the country. And axolotls are actually very similar to the long-toed salamanders here in Santa Cruz. And they face a lot of similar issues. So the long-toed salamanders are separated into 2 ponds, and they have a lot of the issues for conservation is that they cannot connect. Axolotls have a lot of similar problems because they are also found in 2 ponds and they cannot migrate between the ponds. So we can use a lot of similar methods, like possibly human intervention, helping move the salamanders to different ponds, and we can also close off these ponds to public access to help their conservation.
Salamander, 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 yeah.
Yahoos. They're so clever, aren't they?